Hello everyone. Meditation has been something that for the past 2 years or so I've done either on and off or consistently for extended periods. However, it's something that I always find myself coming back to, and it's a practice that when I do get back into it, I always think, why have I not been doing this more? What an idiot I was for stopping. Meditation has been kind of bastardized and commercialized by the plethora of self-help gurus you see on the internet as kind of this fix, this catch-all solution to everything, and this arduous thing that you must do. I'm going to explain in this video how I look at meditation. I'm going to give an explanation as simple as I can as to how you can meditate. And then later in the video, I'm going to go on to why I personally meditate and a couple of other reasons why you should consider trying it. So, what is meditation? Meditation is, at its core, the art of doing nothing. The art of inaction, and this can be practiced in any way. It's the direction of your conscious attention to a certain thing. So this could be the feeling of your feet on the floor. This could be the sound of the birds that are chirping, say you're out here. Or this could be, as most people do, and the most common practice and what I like, this could be the focusing on the breath. The focus of the breath. So why the breath? Well, the breath is something that's always there. I'm breathing right now. You're breathing right now, even though you're not aware of it. It's something that you just do. And you're never aware of it. However, if you weren't doing it, you would be dead. So, meditating upon this is something that's always going to be available to you. No matter where you are, what you're doing, how you're feeling, you're always breathing, and it's always something that you can bring your attention to consciously. So, how? How do I meditate? I'm assuming that's why you're on the video, and I'm going to get to this first, so you can click off afterwards if you're not too interested in the why. So, how you meditate is, well, it's really simple. So, what I want you to do right now, whilst you're watching this video, is just take note. Feel the breath that you're taking in and breathing out. So I want you to close your eyes right now. As you watch this video, leave it playing. Close your eyes for me. And just notice the breath coming in. So you can notice the air coming up through your nose, down into your lungs, and then blow it out through your nose or your mouth. So bringing the air in and blowing the air out. Congratulations, if you've just done that. You have just meditated. That's it. That's genuinely all there is to it. I wish I could give you this massive guide, this hour-long video of how exactly to meditate, but at its core, if you did what I asked you to there, you just meditated. You focused on the air coming in and blowing out, and that's what you gave your attention to at that time. So, naturally, if you were to do this for more than a few seconds, which I'd hope by the end of this video you would consider, you're going to get things, you're going to get thoughts coming in your mind, you're going to get feelings arising, you might get some sort of mental image, you might get something that's out of your control. So what do you do then? Have you failed? Because your attention isn't on your breath anymore. No. Good news, you haven't failed. You can think of meditation like this, like the gym. Every time you lose your focus and you think about something else and bring it back, that's one rep. That is one repetition. Instead of training the muscles, you're training the mind. So don't get annoyed when you lose it. Don't get annoyed when you slip off. And don't go, oh, no, I'm meditating. Nice and relaxed, just, I'm meditating. I'm thinking about my breath. I'm not thinking about my thoughts. That's all there is to it. The whole point of this meditative practice is to bring your conscious attention back to this anchor, the breath. So, say you're meditating, say you're focusing on your breath, and you have, say, a particular memory, a particular thought, or say you just get lost in your imagination. What then? Well, bring the attention back to the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And don't get annoyed at yourself, because this is all part of the process. Meditation isn't this thing, this task that must be done. It's not this self-improvement technique that is guaranteed to give you a better life. It is simply the practice of bringing your conscious attention to a point of your choosing, which, for most people, should probably be the breath. It's the simplest way to do it. When you get lost in these thoughts, bring it back to the breath, and that's it. You're now back on your breath. Now, it may take you some time to realise, oh shit, I'm in a thought. But over time, as you get more used to coming out of your thoughts and back to your breath, this is going to get easier. It's going to get easier to let go of these thoughts, and it's going to get easier and easier to focus on this for a set amount of time. What I wouldn't suggest doing is setting up a timer. So say you want to meditate for about 10 minutes. I wouldn't personally set a timer. I have done in the past. Like I said, I've been meditating for about 2 years. And when I start setting timers, the very fact that I have this objective in my mind that I must hit 10 minutes is enough to distract me. It's enough for me to, say, a few minutes in, be like, oh, I wonder if I'm halfway, or I wonder if I'm this, or, oh, the alarm must be coming. So what I suggest you do is, instead of setting a timer, start a stopwatch. Don't aim for a goal. See how long you meditate for. See how long you can just focus on your breath. Then check it, write it down. Say, okay, first time meditating, I did it for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Great. Now, if you do this every day or very consistently, this time should, over time, go up and up and up and up. And you can meditate for however long you feel comfortable or whenever you want. Like I said, it's not this grand practice that requires all of this discipline. It's simply just a thing that you can do. You can do it anywhere. You could do it right now. One concept that you're probably going to want to get your head around is diaphragmatic breathing. What does that mean? It's breathing with the use of your diaphragm. So when you're breathing, take note of your breath right now. How are you breathing? Is it short? Is it shallow? Are you sucking in air and blowing it out? Or are you breathing deeply into your abdomen and up through your whole body? When you're meditating, I find, for me personally, I found the most success when I was focusing on directing the breath through my body. So you can start, and this is advice, this is actionable. Notice the breath coming in and filling your abdomen. Fill your abdomen with breath and slowly blow it out. Now, next time, breath coming up to the abdomen, into the solar plexus, which is here. Abdomen, solar plexus. Then, abdomen, solar plexus, and chest. And that's the order you want to go in. So you're filling your abdomen, you're filling your solar plexus, you're filling your chest, and slowly letting the breath out. That is the meditative practice that I've done for a couple of years. Now, I've moved on to further practices as I've become more and more experienced in it, but that's a topic for another day. So if you've watched this far into the video, you should now know how to meditate. I prepare for meditation, personally. This is how I do it. I'm not saying it's perfect. I get into a comfortable position. So for me, it's sat with my spine straight. I sit upright. However, you can lie down. You can get as comfortable as you like. Genuinely, there's no right or wrong way to meditate. It's all a personal thing. If you find that you can focus more when you lie down, spectacular, do that. If you find that, say you would like to be sat straight up, brilliant, do that. It's all a personal thing, and there is no right or wrong way to meditate. There's your way to meditate, there's my way to meditate, but that doesn't mean that there's a perfect way. So get yourself comfortable, take a few deep breaths, really fill your lungs and feel the air in your stomach, solar plexus, chest. Take a few deep breaths, and this is going to be what you focus on. If you gain nothing else from this video, if you click off now, great. You should hopefully now know how to meditate. Now, a philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche, said, "He with a why can bear almost any how." So now I'm going to give you the why. Why do I meditate? Why should you meditate, or at least consider this habit or practice as part of your life? Well, for me personally, I only speak from personal experience, however this is seemingly a shared thought. Meditation is bringing your mind to the present. It's bringing your mind to whatever it is that you want to give your attention to, the breath at the time. This, over time, consciously translates into your subconscious. So the more often you meditate, say you do it every night for however long, a few minutes, over time, you won't notice this, but over time you will see benefits in your regular day-to-day life. Your consciousness won't wander off as much, and say your mind is like a storm. My mind used to be chaotic. Things would come, things would go. My thoughts would drag me all over the place, would drag me down here, would bring me up here. The time where I started meditating was when I was going through my big depressive period. This was after a breakup, and when I was sat alone with my thoughts would go immediately to my ex-girlfriend or immediately to somewhere bad, and it would drag me. This thought would pull me until I either distracted myself or I sat and experienced it. Now, oftentimes it was the former. However, something I noticed, something that I wrote down in my journal at one point, was that my thoughts were becoming less sticky. And that's how I like to look at the thoughts of the time. They were sticky. It would get into my mind and it would pull me and it would pull me, it would pull me. But over time, through meditation, I found it easier and easier to let go of these thoughts and come back to wherever it was I want to be and direct my mind in the way that I wanted to. Now, you need to be able to direct your mind if you want to get anywhere, because your thoughts are the first in a chain of things that become your reality. It goes, what's your thoughts? They become your words. What's your words? They become your actions. What's your actions? They become your habits. What's your habits? They become your character. What's your character? For that becomes your destiny. Have you noticed that all started with the thought? And you can see trickles down until it's something that you're doing to the world. If you're not able to control your thoughts, then you're going to find it very difficult to control anything. And meditation is the perfect start to being able to control your thoughts. So, take a moment, please, I encourage you, pause the video. It doesn't have to be forever, it doesn't have to be for half an hour, it doesn't have to be for 5 minutes. Just have a few breaths. Now, and before you go to bed, just take a few breaths, and that's all you're doing. You're focusing on your breath, and that's it. Over time, you'll probably come to realise that, well, you aren't your thoughts. You've probably heard this before, and now you're hearing it from me, and it probably sounds really stupid. I'm not my thoughts, well, what am I? And this isn't going to make sense until you start to meditate. When you start to meditate, and you stop clinging to these thoughts, you're going to realise that that's not you. Not at all, but that's something you can only experience. Now, I could sit here, and tell you a million and one things about how meditation's going to make you more focused, or how meditation can translate into your physical body and make you better physically. But these are all things that I think are best figured out on your own, through your own meditative experience and your own meditative practices. So if you gain anything out of this video, I would say to you, start meditating, because beginning is half the battle. And once you start, you'll realize that it's not this miserable thing that you have to do. All you're doing is sitting, and that's it. You're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. The Buddha said, mindfulness of breathing, when developed and repeatedly practiced, is of great fruit, of great benefit. Now, he's not telling you what that fruit is. However, I can assure you through repeated practice, you'll begin to come to know this fruit yourself. And you, like me, will find it silly that you haven't done this before and you don't practice this often. Hopefully, this guide has inspired you to start or consider meditation. Maybe it's a thought that will be latent in your mind until later time. Meditation is not about perfection. It's not about 5 minutes or 50 minutes. It's about sitting alone and doing nothing. Sitting with your mind and doing absolutely nothing but thinking about your breathing. And that's all that there is to it. If you have questions about meditation, about my personal practices, where I am, where I started, drop them in the comments, or, like usual, you can catch me on my streams, 6 PM GMT on a Sunday. Thank you for watching this video. Please, I urge you, if you're doing nothing, please consider right now sitting alone with your thoughts and breathing. Thank you all for watching.